Hi guys, Jessica here. I wanted to talk about a finance seminar that I went to, and it was hosted by Dr. Boyce Watkins. It was his financial Juneteenth that was held on October 27th, 2019. So I actually recently moved to New York, and so one of the first things that I did was sign up for his investment seminar. And I didn't really know what to expect, but there were a few things that I thought I would talk about my experience. So first off, it was held here in New York at a DoubleTree in the city, and overall it was definitely a good event, especially for someone that doesn't know much about finance. So I would say it was definitely an introductory course. Nothing too advanced was discussed. There were and for those of you that don't know who Dr. Boyce Watkins is, he is a finance guru, very focused on the Black community and Black economic empowerment. So he puts out a lot of content on YouTube. He was a professor at Syracuse University, had a lot of commentary on CNN. That's where I first saw him, and then I've been following him on YouTube. So that's a little bit about him. But about my experience with Financial Juneteenth, I was taking notes the whole time, so I'll tell you kind of how things started out, some of the things that were covered, and yada yada. So first off, in true Black people fashion, the event started late, but it did give you a chance to kind of network with some other people. Also, people were kind of coming in kind of late anyway. The weird thing was just like the setup of the room, which I don't know if they really had much control over, but there was like a wall in the middle of like one of those pillars in the middle of the room, so it made it a little awkward. And when people would come in, as Dr. Boyce was talking, they would kind of go right in front of him. So I don't know, I thought that kind of came off a little bit rude, but he wasn't fazed by it. He just kept talking and going on with the seminar, which I think he did a great job with, just kind of moving forward, addressing people as they were coming in, making people feel really comfortable. He had some casual conversation in the beginning, really made you feel right at home, and then he got right into the conference. We started maybe 5 to 10 minutes later anyway, so I think he had to kind of move forward in lieu of time. But overall, I think that it was a really good introduction to finance. He talked about his background and basically how he's able to talk to us about finance. There were about 200 people in the room. Between probably 150 and 200 people, and mostly Black, I think. I don't think I saw anyone that was non-Black there. But yeah, so he started things off with more introductory information about finance, economics, getting started in the stock, and different ways that you can build wealth and continue your wealth within your family, and how you can teach your kids and things like that. So he did bring in a lot of topics that was kids related, which doesn't apply to me, but for someone that with a family, I think they'd get a lot of value out of that. He used a lot of really good analogies. So when talking about building like a family bank, like he would use an example, or he would relate it to himself or some kind of history that he had. So it was a really good way to tie things in. One thing to keep in mind though is, just like Boyce is on YouTube, is how he was in that seminar. So if you bring kids, and there were people that had kids with them, just keep in mind that he's going to be himself. So he curses on YouTube a little bit. He's going to curse in the seminar. I think he was trying not to, but just know that if you're going to bring your kids, make sure they're okay with hearing curse words. The attire in the room, like Dr. Boyce was dressed professionally. All of his crew and everything were dressed up really nice. But for the people that were there, it was a mix-up. So some people were dressed nicely in suits, others were wearing jeans, others were wearing like white tees and hoodies, so it was a mix, so you could pretty much wear what you want. In New York, I'm finding that people wear what they want anyway, so I don't know if that's all conferences or just maybe the New York crowd or what, but that was my experience and what I observed. Something else I really liked about his seminar was that he provided a lot of visuals in his presentation, used a lot of analogies. It was pretty easy to follow the PowerPoint that he was talking to, but he wasn't just looking at the PowerPoint. I've been in some trainings where the speaker is just literally reading the PowerPoint. No, he knew his stuff. He was very prepared and knew what he was going to talk about. So I thought it was really good overall. He mentioned everything from, let me see, because I couldn't notice. He mentioned everything from portfolio and creating a portfolio to providing tips about just how to get an accountant and legal advice to manage your assets and your portfolio. He talked about the differences between a bond and a stock options, a bull versus a bear market, different wealth vehicles that you can use, and also the difference between middle versus upper class. He talked about diversification a lot. He talked about when developing a portfolio, things to keep in mind, like your age, your risk tolerance, the amount of time that you have to invest. We talked about holding versus selling stock. We also talked about shaping your investment strategy and financial literacy. So financial literacy was pretty much all about like building a family, building wealth over time, and making sure your kids have, like, you're leaving a legacy behind. He also talked about one of the key takeaways with the conference was he talked about how you already have a portfolio of assets, and that is, considering the time you have, your youth, whatever resources you have, you already have some assets, which was kind of interesting. And he also talked about protecting what you already have. He talked about the 3 things you need to build wealth: capital or money, contractors or labor, and customers, so who you're selling to. So those are kind of the key takeaways for me. Something pretty cool was that I got this portfolio. It says the Black Business School on it, and then I got this pen as well. So that was pretty cool. I think most people got those. I think they might have went out, but I think like the first, 100 people or something would get one of those portfolios. So it was pretty cool. And afterwards, everyone got to basically take a picture. He stayed afterwards to talk to people, and it was really cool. So overall, really well done. In comparison to a lot of conferences I've been to, I would say that this one was more relaxed, very straight to the point and organized, and then also not as stuffy. And he was really encouraging of networking. I would say I didn't do the best job of networking, but I also had just gotten to New York. I've been here for like a week, so I'll kind of blame that on just me trying to get comfortable. But that's my overall review of the conference. I think it's really good for someone that is just learning about finance and needs an introduction. Probably not so good for someone that already knows a lot of things and looking for something more advanced. So that would be my review of the Financial Juneteenth by Dr. Boyce Watkins. And but yeah, that was just my experience overall. I think it was very well done. If you went to the conference as well, or if you're thinking about going, let me know. Would love to hear from you. If you went, how did you like it? Did you think it was a good conference? Yeah, so just a quick video. I said that I would do a review and talk about it, but it was pretty cool. I really enjoyed myself, and I'm looking to really grow in this area of building wealth. So I'm looking for more learning opportunities like this one. I will probably attend one of his conferences in the future and would definitely recommend it. So if you like the review, give me a like, leave me a comment, and you'll see me in my next video, which is probably going to be back to my career and HR topics. So thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.